Biodigesters. Mesmerising, isn't it? The flickering flame of pure natural British gas. But did you know that up to 95% of the gas you cook and heat your homes with is, in fact, methane? According to the British Gas website, natural gas is mostly methane, formed deep beneath the Earth's surface. It's created by intense heat and pressure over millions of years, acting on layers of decomposing plant and animal material. Now I have a bee in my bonnet. It's been there since 2018 when we visited Lucca in Italy. I could have been fascinated by ancient statues of heroes, amazing architecture, awesome art exhibitions, artists in action, or athletic scaffolders erecting a stage. In reality, I was fascinated by the Italy Zero Waste Initiative, and particularly the Waste Collection Red Eco Calendar, and 6 waste collections each week. And the organic waste list was much more than potato peelings. Meat and fish, raw or cooked, bones, skin, eggshells, uneaten food from your plates, anything that was once alive counts as organic waste. So what happens after it's collected every Monday and Thursday? That's a really good question. All this organic kitchen waste goes into a biodigester. So what is a biodigester? That is another really good question. According to the United Nations Climate Technology Centre and Network, a biodigester system utilises organic waste, particularly animal and human excreta, to produce fertilizer and biogas. The fermentation process is anaerobic, i.e. it takes place without oxygen, and the bacteria responsible for decomposition are methanogenic, i.e. they produce methane, and also known as biogas. So what does a biodigester look like? That's a really good question. This is a very basic diagram of a simple continuous flow biodigester. Organic waste is poured into the biodigester at one end. Bacteria break down the solids and in this process release methane, which bubbles upwards. Methane gas is collected in a bladder above the digestate. Methane gas then rises into the gas chamber and is pumped as a biogas to be used to generate heat and power. Digestate, the nutrient-rich substance for use as a fertilizer, is pushed out by pressure. But are biodigesters commercially viable? The answer is definitely yes. Successful businesses are already using biodigesters as an integral part of their business model. I arranged to visit Biogen, an AED facility to the south of Basingstoke. Just outside Basingstoke, the facility is situated in the middle of farmland. Closer to the facility, 2 of the 3 domes were visible. Often these domes are coloured green, and increasingly, if you travel through France by train, you can see the domes of these biodigester installations on French farms. Typically, an anaerobic digester facility will consist of a weighbridge, a processing building, a depackaging machinery, a biodigester unit, pasteurisation unit, a digestate storage unit, methane gas holder, generator, national grid connection and an odour filter unit. The Biogen facility has lorry deliveries containing commercial food and manufacturing waste, supermarket out-of-date and spoiled food waste, restaurant and commercial kitchen waste. It also takes in household kitchen waste. Domestic kitchen waste is especially suitable for disposal in biodigesters. Householders are provided with the information as to what can be included in the kitchen waste bins, and the list is very extensive. From the moment the waste arrives, scientific and commercial data is collected. All incoming lorries stop at the weighbridge and the exact weight of the lorry and contents being delivered is automatically recorded onto a computerized system. The lorry is weighed again when it leaves the facility. A computer system automatically calculates the weight of the delivery. The lorry is reversed into a tipping bay, and the tipper truck hydraulically raises the unit to empty the contents into a bay. At this point, particularly in the case of commercial waste, the contents are mixed, and in addition to food waste, there may be glass, metal, plastics, and other non-biodegradable objects. To extract the biodegradable mass, a JCB loads the waste into a Tiger Cesaro depackaging machine. Interestingly, the depackaging machine is made in Italy, where this investigation started. The Leaping Tiger logo features on these Italian depackaging units. The non-organic matter is separated and sent on a conveyor to be processed elsewhere. Good animal husbandry is one of the purposes of this stage. Ultimately, the digestate from this process will be used to fertilize fields. We'll refer to this later. The digestate is then pumped into an anaerobic digester. The organic liquid is mechanically stirred to prevent solids from sinking to the bottom. The whole process is scientifically controlled. Periodically, samples of the digestate are taken from the tank to the on-site laboratory. These samples are checked to ensure that there is a healthy balance of methanogenic bacteria, that is, bacteria that produce methane. Methanogenic bacteria are anaerobic bacteria and therefore are found in conditions without the presence of air, especially oxygen. If the levels of methanogenic bacteria in the digestate fall, an enriched supplement will be added to the contents of the digester. This ensures the optimum volume of methane is produced within their timescale. The organic matter is now piped into a pasteurizing unit. The organic matter is heated to 70 degrees for 1 hour to kill off all unwanted pathogens such as Salmonella and E. coli. This temperature can increase or decrease the methane yields. Once pasteurized, the digestate is then pumped into a cooling tank to reduce the temperature from 70 to 40 degrees. Each day, 90 tons of digestate is piped out from one or more of the digesters and pumped into one or more of the three 9,000 cubic metre storage tanks. The methane produced by the bacteria fill an expandable bladder above the digestate. This is contained within the inflated dome. The gas is piped off to the Jenbacher gas engine. The pressure of the gas is increased before it is ignited within the engine to power the production of electricity. Waste heat from the engine provides the heat for the digester process. 100% green fuel. 10% of the electricity produced powers the plant. The rest, 90% of the green electricity, is purchased by the national grid. The material leaving the biodigester is called digestate. It is a semi-liquid material full of nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Though it has similar characteristics, it is not compost, which is formed aerobically by microorganisms which require oxygen. The digestate is an excellent fertilizer which can be used by farmers instead of synthetic fossil fuel fertilizers currently being used, which contributes to global warming. As an agricultural product, the use of digestate on farmland is subject to various protocols, regulations and certifications to protect the environment, wildlife and farm animals. The Biogen plant generally. Hygiene. The facility is neat and tidy with clear, clean surfaces and health and safety signage where required. In addition to maintaining the exterior areas of the site, all the delivery lorries are also cleaned and sprayed down after each tipping. This ensures that the lorry wheels are cleaned and no extraneous debris leaves the facility as the vehicle exits the site and joins the public highway. Water. Because the arriving waste is generally very moist, the digester requires little additional water to process the digestate. This being the case, the facility does not place a heavy demand on water resources to run the operation. Since acquiring the facility in 2014, Biogen have invested considerably in improvements to the site. In particular, a new and improved ventilation system has been installed to draw any odours into a filtration system. This pipes the air away from the tipping area and into a filtration system comprised of damp and wood chips. This process removes all the organic odours. The odour filtration process is fully organic with no added chemicals, and at the end of the lifespan of the wood chips, the spent material is fully biodegradable. Vermin. As a result of the cleanliness of the site and the fact that the waste is fully encapsulated once it leaves the depackaging area, there is very little to attract vermin to the site. Animal husbandry. The inclusion of pasteurisation as part of the process ensures that the digestate, which is sprayed onto the adjacent farmland, is 99% free of organisms, bacteria and pathogens which could live in the soil. This therefore protects the farm animals and wildlife both now and in the future. As part of the science in the process, samples are tested on site and by third-party analysts. The company is an investor in people and offers apprenticeships to young people wishing to join this industry. Biogen is an award-winning company investing in innovative solutions. Biogen was named Recycling Business of the Year at the Awards for Excellence in Recycling and Waste Management in 2019 and has merited a number of awards since the company's inception in 2005. And now for some stats. According to the Waste Resources Action Programme, the UK produced around 9.5 million tonnes of food waste in 2018. An estimated 70% of this total was intended to be consumed by people. 30% was classified as inedible parts. Broken down by sector, this waste comprised of 6.6 million tonnes, that's 70% from households, 1.5 million tonnes from manufacturers, 1.1 million tonnes from hospitality and food service. WRAP estimated that the waste had a value of £19 billion a year and would be associated with 25 million tonnes of greenhouse gas emissions. Hampshire and food waste. Today, in the majority of Hampshire, not a single bag of residential domestic kitchen waste is recycled. All black bin waste is sent to energy recovery facilities where it is burnt. The ERFs are owned and run by Veolia. Veolia are obliged by the Environment Agency to provide CO2 emission figures, and I'm currently waiting for these. So, what positive action can members of the Odium U3A Environment and Climate Change Group choose to take? We could help promote awareness about biodigesters, green energy and natural fertilizers, lobby parish, district and county councillors to review the way waste food is processed in Hampshire, press for a new law making it illegal to send food waste to landfill, use food waste as a fuel to stop uncontrolled release of methane into the atmosphere, ensure green electricity production, protect the environment by using natural fertilizer. Biodigesters, making planet Earth a greener, cleaner, sustainably better place to live, one apple peeling at a time.